Horizon, X-Men in the flesh. Yeah, man, I figured I'd try to do a video where I actually was gonna do something while working. Yeah, so you already know I'm in the trucking field and shit. And just really thinking about it, shit. And I'm almost close to 5 years in this shit, yo. So, I gotta let y'all know about some things and stuff. I can't just keep all this knowledge inside to myself. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the best way to kind of start out for me to help you guys out the best way I can in a video like this is to kind of take y'all down the route I went, and that's basically getting trained by a company to get your CDLA license. So if you see some kind of advertisement online, whoa, it's bumpy as hell right here, shit. If y'all see some kind of advertisement online about some kind of recruitment agency trying to recruit drivers, no experience required or necessary, some shit like that, this video is definitely, you can apply this stuff in this video that I'm going to say to that kind of path you're going to go down. So, so if you guys are going to go ahead and get your CDLA license, there's a few things that you definitely want to consider right off the rip. Just know y'all going to be sitting down for periods of time that y'all might not be used to, might be used to, I don't know. For me, I did some IT work at home, behind the computer at a desk and shit. So, sitting down again, even while you're driving, it's a little bit different. It definitely is, but still, just if you got experience sitting down, I guess it's kind of a plus. Yeah, but you also have to have the right mentality too. You have to have a lot of patience and shit too, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be covering distances that's going to probably take at least 6 hours plus, maybe, Usually you can drive 11 hours for a day, and you can work 14 hours for the day. And for the week, you can work 70 hours, so you gotta make all that shit fit into the 70 hours total you got. So, considering that, you gotta keep in mind with sleeping habits, and I don't know if you're affected, if food affects your sleeping habits, but if it does, you gotta combine that into, thinking about shit. So, I know I'm kind of getting a little deep already before we even get into the shit, but just throwing a few things out there. So, alright y'all, so I found out about this opportunity on a listing through Craigslist. Now, I know about Craigslist now, y'all. I don't know, I did not hear about those stories I've been hearing about lately. Back in the day when I used to use Craigslist, but I don't use Craigslist like that anymore. But back in 2017, I was looking for work on it. So I think it was in the transportation section. My ideal type of job section. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I found a listing for a company that was recruit drivers, and I just straight up called them up. This company offered to give me a ride to the terminal, or the lot where they did the training at, and they also gave you a place to stay, which is at a hotel. The actual school or the training lot where we did the training at, they would provide food or lunch once a day, and it's not always going to be good food and stuff. So if you didn't like it, you didn't eat if you didn't bring anything. So one of the other things I did mean to mention at the beginning of this video when I was saying all that deep shit already is come into this, if you're going to go this career path by going into the recruitment agency and getting pushed through this programming, scheduling type shit, through the training process, you want to make sure you come with some money, because like I said, with the food and just also too, just throwing it out there, you also want to be able to wash your clothes and stuff too. So just think about that, y'all. So yeah, they give you a place to stay, they give you a place to, to do the school and that, and they give you transportation to and from. So like for the first week, all right, so like when you first get there, you usually get partnered up with somebody else who's going for the same opportunity you are. Usually branch y'all off in two, and then they'll section y'all off into the hotel room. So to go a little bit more into that, on something y'all should know about, of course, if y'all going to share some time or being a small confined space with somebody you don't really know, it's something you want to definitely be aware of and be prepared for. It's only temporarily, and if you got the right mentality, just to get shit done, you should be good. You should be in the clear. But there's definitely some weirdos out there that probably just make shit hard for a motherfucker. So, just be aware, be prepared, and just be prepared to speak up if you need to, if something is like fucking bothering you or some shit like that, Alright, so be prepared to partner up with somebody. The person I partnered up with, he happened to be my co-driver and shit, so that was cool. I mean, me and him clicked right away. We both kind of like from Islander families, so to speak, so yeah. And we did training, we trained together and we studied together, and it was dope. We both passed. So considering you guys got past that part, you usually get there on the day before the actual school week starts, which probably be a Sunday, and then on Monday you'll start your first day in school or in the training thing, and you'll most likely be doing written tests, written work, stuff you'll be reviewing off the videos you just watched or something like that. So definitely make sure you pay attention, because they're going to ask questions about the stuff that they just gave you to review. So don't get ahead of yourself by thinking that you know everything. You can just glance over everything. So, I kind of like caught myself a little bit, because by the end of the week, you take your test to get your permit, which is just a placeholder for your license. I'm not sure if all companies do it the same, but the company I went to, it actually happened different for everybody who was training. But for me, I got my license straight up. So I passed the test. I guess so they did give you a little card that day. Then the next day, we actually went to get our license. That's what it was. Alright, so yeah, you will get your permit first, but before we get to that end of the week, so you're doing book work in whatever kind of facility. I was in the trailer, packed with motherfuckers. It was crazy, but it was cool. It kind of felt like I was back in high school or some shit, but yeah, so but yeah, it's like everybody needs to ask questions. You gotta raise your hand to ask a question and shit. So, but all the trainees at the place that I went to, which was in Jacksonville, just so y'all know, they were dope as fuck. Everybody was cool as fuck. The whole experience was awesome. But so for the first week you should be doing book works. But one thing I gotta definitely point out is that you're going to be doing stuff with brakes, with the air brake system, and knowing what the parts of the brakes actually are. So there's definitely a few parts of the brakes that you definitely want to keep in mind. I wish I could tell you guys right now, but right now, since I'm working, I can't really recall to mind right now all that. And guys, just make sure you pay attention. Air brakes, learn it up. There's a few, I want to say there's might be like 5 or 6 vital parts to the brakes that you want to make sure you know about. But whatever they ask in class, or whatever they point you to that you should be knowing about with the brakes, make sure you know about that shit, y'all. Alright? So yeah, so you make it to the end of the first week, which on a Friday you should be able to take the test if you did good with everything. And then by the following, on the next week, you should be starting your pre-trip stuff and your maneuvers. So pre-trip, just as it sounds, it should be what you check before you actually start your trip. And there's actually something called a post-trip too, which is basically the checking of everything at the end of the trip. So you should be doing both, but just call it a pre-trip for now because that's what they're going to test you on. And let me tell y'all, that's going to be one thing that might catch some of y'all because this thing is a remembrance game. So I hope y'all still got the brain cells left because, man, I'm telling y'all, the best way, you know, for me, I'm going to tell y'all straight up, I don't have the best memory, but this company provided links that we can watch, you know, a video like when we resolve training and stuff to absorb more information, and it was actually regarding the pre-trip. So this company gave us a hint and told us that if you memorize this video, you will be all right on the pre-trip. Just basically watch it over and over if you have to. And that's what I did. And literally word for word, like exactly how the man started in the video, I would start my pre-trip to the end. And you have to do a pre-trip, which is basically, once again, checking everything. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some examples. But you have to do a full checking of the vehicle in the front and for the trailer, all the way to the end. So that's some serious shit. That's it. It could kind of get a little serious right there. So just to give a few examples of the pre-trip on the tractor side, on the outside of the truck, because you have to do the inside too. The outside, the wheels, of course. You want to make sure the hubcaps are right, and the bolts, the nuts and bolts. You want to make sure they're not cracked, bent, worn, shit like that. And you want to say it exactly like that. So again, with the examples, your headlights, you want to make sure they're clean, they're clear, they're not broken, cracked, bent, or some shit. I don't know how they would be bent unless you got into an obvious accident, but I'm just saying the specific words that they want you to say, that's what they want you to say. They want to know that you are aware of what something, how good of an operating condition something is in. So if something's bad, you want to be able to know that it's either bad or it's going to be bad. So that's all it is, but you got to do that for every single goddamn thing. So I just said windshield, the headlights. Windshield, that's kind of inside, but you can say it on the outside too. But another thing you can check is the grill. They're going to definitely ask for that. Your tags, your bumper. All right, so I'm gonna stop at the outside. But on the inside, just to give y'all some examples of what they're going to call y'all out for on the pre-trip that people seem to usually forget, which is crazy. I'm gonna start out with this right here, which is crazy because it has caught some people. Almost caught my ass one time, I think, during one test. I think it was the brake test, but yeah, don't ever forget the seatbelt, y'all. But you want to make sure, just an example on the seatbelt, you want to make sure it's not frayed, it's not tangled, it's not cut, it's not torn, and it clicks properly into a slot where it should, you know, shit like that. So horn, your turn signals, you want to make sure they blink when they're supposed to, even on the indicator, up on the dash, make sure all your gauges work, your AC, fog, defroster, brakes, damn near everything, y'all, everything, literally everything. What else could I say that's crazy? I was gonna say the visors, but that might be too much. That really might be too overkill. But if you might get some cool points on it. But definitely don't forget your mirrors. There's 7 mirrors on this truck, but yeah, don't ever forget your mirrors, y'all. All right, so the second week you're gonna be doing a pre-trip. Like I said, I gave you a hell of a lot of examples on that. But you should also be doing maneuvers on the second week as well. And the maneuvers, I believe there's like 4 basic maneuvers that they really want you to do, which is basically driving around, which is switching gears and stuff. And you want to be able to straight back. You also want to be able to parallel park, which is a maneuver, and also an alley dog, which is one of the hardest ones to do, alley dog. So riding around, changing gears is one maneuver. Straight backing in a straight line without turning it or bending it is 2. Parallel parking is 3. and alley docking is 4. There might be something else. I might be calling, I think the riding around and switching gears possibly might not be a maneuver, but either way, let's just call it like that. So you will be practicing those too. Now, just to throw something out there that might not catch a lot of people on the first time, is that when you are stuck with having to do a pre-trip and then practice these maneuvers just in the second week, or just after that first week of training, and you really didn't even get to test the truck, that might be a little daunting at first. So just take everything easy and just focus on one thing at a time. That's the key, y'all. Focus on one thing at a time. Because for myself, I almost like slipped up a few times because I was scared because of the pre-trip. Even though I passed with flying colors, but I was worried about the pre-trip, and I have a feeling that took away from me finessing my skill earlier on when I could have, because of me, not putting enough focus on it, I guess. So, yeah, man. So actually, on your second and third weeks, you should be practicing both of those, because on the fourth week, you'll be getting ready for your final exam. And on your final exam, it's accumulation of everything you learned so far, as well as a driving test around a predefined route that they chose. You know what I'm saying? So, but so before you even get to that final test exam, you will have to do a pre-trip, I believe, and then a full pre-trip test exam, which is showing that you know the pre-trip. Make sure y'all study that as much as you can, every single part. And and then also practice your maneuvers, because you will also be getting ready to do maneuvers. So just another thing real quick. How the company did me and the people I was training with, they let us start driving around a predefined route before actually really doing maneuvers. So we thought we got the hang of driving and switching gears first, and then we thought we had the maneuvers all good. Like, nah, man. So make sure y'all get a share of training the boat, because I believe there was a few fellow people, I don't know how to say it, fellow people I was training with that they didn't get enough training in the right spots, right areas. Like some weeks that they never got put on one maneuver that they should have been trained on. And come to be the final test, they would have to admit and tell them that they never got trained on it, and they could actually go back and check and see that these people never been put in a proper training place when they should have. So shit like that happens. So let y'all, the trainers know that, you need proper training and so and so. If you feel like you do better in some other areas and shit like that, they should really understand that. I don't really think the company that I went to is like the best company out there at all. But they show like at least what somebody should expect when trying to go into a field like this. They make it warm and friendly and cool and shit. Alright, so let's say you got past all of that. You got past the pre-trip test. Now it should be time for like a maneuver test. If not the maneuvers, which I believe you have 2 maneuvers out of the 4 that you have to do. And if it's not that, you have to do the predefined route too first. So let me just explain the predefined route. It's pretty simple. You just drive the truck properly on the predefined route that they want you to, and then you're going to go ahead and park. Now they also put in the route a spot where there's going to be a railroad section. And inside the lot, going in and out, there's a railroad section. So you must make sure you follow directions on the railroad section, which is to stop, regardless if there's a train coming or not, if you don't hear it. In testing phase, you stop before the railroad's crossing. I believe it's 15 feet, if not 45 feet. So stop before it, you roll down your windows, make sure everything is off. I believe if the AC is blown too loud enough, turn that shit down, even that's serious. And of course, you don't have no radio or music playing or anything. So yeah, they want to make sure you're listening out for any trains or anything that loud that could be coming that you can audibly hear. And yeah, then you should be clear to cross. And you should have to do that on the way back. So don't forget that. Thinking that you're coming back to the lot. Oh shit, I don't pass my test. You get to the railroad crossing, you go straight past that shit, don't even stop. You fail that whole shit. As a matter of fact, you probably have to do like certain parts of the whole damn shebang again, if I remember correctly, for how it happens to some people. So don't let that happen to y'all. Alright, so let's say you pass that defined route, then it's the final or the two maneuvers test. So I'm gonna just go ahead and just straight up say it, how it happens to me. I believe I got parallel parking and then alley docking. So yeah, two of the hardest ones, but parallel parking is easy because how they have a certain setup of how you turn the wheel, and how you turn the wheel will let you, and you turn the wheel into a certain angle that the truck and the trailer is in, and then you look at the trailer legs, which will show you a triangle in this kind of a way. So you hold it and you try to keep that triangle into a certain spot. It's probably hard for me to explain that right now, but they have something like that, some kind of way. You will get it in every single time if you follow their directions. So parallel parking was nothing. But alley docking is when you actually got to do a 90-degree back turn into a fucking dock. So, and yeah, they set you up at a 90-degree angle. So basically you can just see a rectangle, like let's say we got a rectangle. This is the truck and this is the dock that we're trying to get into. So we got to back this truck into this dock. So we got to go here. So yeah, you got to do that in training. And that's what I got. I hit it in the first go, thank God. And you know, yeah, God was definitely with me during that whole training phase, I gotta say. Thank you. But yeah, man, so let's say you get past all of that, and you should be getting ready for orientation, of course. Congratulations at this point. Orientation can be a little bit of a headache. It's a lot of paperwork, signing. You'll probably hear more about your contract that you're probably going to be committed to for a little bit. That's one thing I guess I should have mentioned earlier. But if you are going the route of getting trained by a company to get your CDLA license, then you should already know about the contract. So the contract I was submitted or had submitted to, it was 8 months, or if not 8 months, 10 months. Like yeah, 2 months short of a year. And yeah, it was nothing because like, you know, at the time I didn't have no kids, and yeah, I could just pick up and just go, you know. It was straight up easy for me. And literally a lot of people, if you were in a down and out condition, a bad condition, and you know, you just got like some desperate measures to do, but you have like the stuff that I said that at the beginning of the beginning of this video that I believe should be required for a job like this, as far as mentality you should be able to have and the patience, then yeah, you should be able to just pick up and do a job like this, because companies are always looking for drivers and stuff. Alright, but I'm getting off track again. So let's say you got past the orientation, paperwork and all that, then you should be getting ready to head to the second part of the training, phase 2, which should be driving with the lead driver, somebody who has more experience. And I believe you have to drive for a set time of driving hours. If not driving hours, a certain amount of miles. And if not a certain amount of miles, a certain amount of work time. So one of those 3 increments. And once you reach those increments, if everything is good while your lead driver is teaching you, you should be in the good to go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want from there. What I basically mean by that is, since you're still tied to a contract, you're going to have to partner up with somebody or figure out how to do a solo run, you know, with the company, which they allow you to do. And if you're going to do a solo run, you most likely get sent to go get your truck. And if not, you'll probably either have to look for a co-driver, or you'll have to go get the truck, and then they'll send you to go get a co-driver and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, just be aware of stuff like that. Just be aware of stuff like that. So I am currently on the way to Boca Raton, and after that I have to head to Miami, Aventura more specifically. So yeah, I was thinking it would be a good idea to do a video like this, give y'all some information, insight, because I don't know, man. This truck and field stuff, I love it. It's very relaxing, it's rewarding, and it's definitely, it's not for everybody, but one thing I want to say that it's definitely appealing for most people is that, not the fact that you get to travel, but how you get to, like, really kind of be your own kind of boss in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because, say if you're doing solo, you get to plan when you really want to drive. Of course, you still got a time frame of when you do need to drive and stuff, of course, and do things. And you are the driver. So say if you need to stop somewhere and get something, you're hungry, you want to get some snacks, they got the deal on the Krispy Kremes and shit. So like, yeah, man, you want to stop, you got some time to stop, your ass gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we up in the city right now. The store I actually delivered to is actually a grocery store, and after I done deliver all these shits, I can go inside and get me some snackaroos. So that's totally what I'm gonna do. But I would probably pick this up a little bit later after my first store. I'm probably on the way to Aventura. So I get back with y'all on that. Alright, YouTube, I done finished that store, and now I'm on my way to my second store, which is in Aventura. It's actually 45 minutes away from the place that I'm at, but I got my snacks, y'all. I got my snacks. Yo, look at this beautiful ass blackberry. Look at that, y'all. That shit's pretty. And you know what? You can't ever forget about the Sour Patch Kids. You can't. So yeah, like I said, I got my snacks, y'all. I got my snacks. So I'm totally fit to get up on this highway. And you know what? Just coming to think, when I was leaving the store, getting my snacks, it made me think about a few things. It did. It made me think about a few things and stuff. There's going to be some stressful situations you come across, and I think I, do y'all some good service by letting y'all know what the fuck to expect from time to time. One quick second, I forgot I got this. Yo, this is a fucking organic fucking Gatorade, y'all. Where the fuck they do that at? The fuck? Let me see how this shit tastes, y'all. Hold on a second. Not bad, man. That tastes it tastes natural as fuck, man. Reminds me of those quarter waters from New York and shit, man. Let me see what the ingredients is in this shit to talk about organic. Fuck. All right, water, organic cane sugar, okay, citric acid, all right, organic natural flavor. A little skeptical on that one. Sea salt, of course, sodium citrate, all right, and potassium chloride. All right, yeah, it sounds all natural to me. Sounds all natural to me, man. That's cool. That's cool. But all right, so yeah, stressful situations, y'all. Stressful situations. So considering y'all already got through the whole damn training shebang, which is stressful in itself entirely. When y'all actually out on the road, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a few pointers. The first thing I want to talk about, straight off the rip, is the truck stops. Now, man, I'm gonna say it like this. Some of us truck drivers give us some bad names. Yeah, we do. I'll give it to y'all. But like, when it comes to actually, you know, like the truck stop, man, it's best to see this shit like almost like either a middle school or something, like a middle school cafeteria where, you know, anything could go down. You know, you can get your foods and whatever the hell you want to eat. But usually fights break off in there and attitudes are flying and shit. And motherfuckers gotta use the bathroom, but motherfuckers in the way. So motherfuckers are, you know, getting stressed out because they can't get to the bathroom in time. Shit. I'm not talking about experience, y'all. It hasn't happened to me like that. But yeah, man. So just a few pointers, you know, just to say something about the cash register people and stuff. You know, they're ordinary people, you know, and they have feelings, and they're, you know, they have a life. So they're going to have problems and issues from time to time too. So let me go ahead and be grown daddy X man, and let me go ahead and say this. So being in the field like this, you should normally be acclimated to taking the patience kind of trait. All right, man, I'm talking a little too much in a way where I shouldn't. I apologize, y'all, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes I go a little too detailed stuff, I guess. But when you're working in a field like this, you have to adapt to patience, you know? So when you are actually taking the time to actually walk into some kind of business where you can go ahead and purchase products, but it's a public place and you're susceptible to other people who work there and other workers who might come there, you know, you want to just be mindful, just like you would anywhere, man. And since I want to say, have a more chill and laid back kind of position, that should give you a little more insight, or like kind of like the big brother, big sister kind of vibe, to be like, you know, whatever they got going on, whatever attitudes, whatever kind of negative energy is flying around up in here, let it not rub off on me. And let me give some good energy back to hopefully help dissipate this negative energy, because it's not good, man. It's not good, y'all. All right, but I'm just saying, just be mindful about other people, and that you could also be applied to traffic when you're driving around with people and stuff. You know, sometimes you just got to be the bigger person and let the fucking person first. Just do it, y'all. Just do it. Take another one of these South Patch Kids, man, before I lose my fucking mind. I'm in traffic right now too, y'all. I'm heading to Miami, so I need some sustenance before I go insane. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like I said, almost 5 years in, I've learned to let it brush off, you know what I'm saying? So, one other stressful thing that could pop up from time to time, right off the rip, is the destinations you're heading to. Most of the time, especially if you're doing over the road, which if you're getting tied to a contract, most likely you're going to be having to be sent over the road. But that's not always the case. You can be doing local or regional too. But yeah, so going to places, unfamiliar places, could be a little bit of a headache, a little hassle, especially if you're going to be working a night shift where things are more dark and stuff. So the best thing to combat that is to look up your routes. Of course, anybody would say it, but let me just tell y'all specifically. Use Google Maps. Use fucking Google Maps. Put the shit on the terrain mode. I'm taking this straight from my co-driver. Shout out to him. And but yeah, put the shit on the terrain mode so you can see how the buildings, how the grass area, so you can get a good layout instead of just blocks, instead of blocky pictures and lines. So once you do that, you'll be able to see the surrounding streets that you might be able to turn down if you made a wrong turn and stuff like that. So just look well in advance of time, you know. And also make sure to get yourself a truck GPS too, if you can. You know, car GPS and Google Maps is not defined for trucks to go down. It's not designed to take you down the truck route. And specifically, if y'all don't know right now what a truck route is a route that a truck should follow. because there might be a bridge that might be low clearance. 13.6 is usually the normal height of the tractor and the trailer. So if there's a bridge or a tunnel lower than that, you will not be able to pass that. So you want to definitely be aware of shit like that when you are driving. They do have an atlas some companies just offer and give you, where you could choose to study that shit if you want. I didn't go that route. I am good with paper, bookworks, topography, geography, and stuff like that. But I'm just way too technical and digital to pass on shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Shit, my bad, y'all. I guess the camera ran out of storage space. But yeah, just to continue on those maps, I guess, just pick whatever y'all prefer to use. I just say don't knock the GPS. That's all. That's all it is. But yeah, we're gonna stop to talk about the stressful things because we don't want to get stressed out ourselves. Okay, we got 30 minutes left to go. Just keep the positive vibes up. I did want to talk about some other things though. Let's get off topic from this trucking shit for a minute. I want to talk about some things upcoming on the channel and I want to explain what I'm actually doing on the channel. But before I even do that, I want to tell y'all something I noticed the other day, and I'm not sure if any of y'all noticed it too, so I'm gonna want to say this, and if y'all ever experienced something like this or witnessed something like this, let me know. Put that shit down in the comments or something. So I was leaving for work. We parked our truck in our city, in this lot that's on the back end side street that's on the side of the turnpike. So in order to head to our destination for the night, so we can get our loads and so we can get our trailer and so we can deliver to the stores the next following morning, we have to travel past that same spot that we parked on by the turnpike. So I was passing by that area, and for some reason, I was looking at these houses. I'm in the process of looking for a new house and stuff, and I actually found that. So if y'all seeing things going slow right now, that's a big part of it. But yeah, I was looking at these houses, and something stuck out to me about all these houses, on that side of the turnpike. In the front of every house, there was there was a tree. But I want to say these trees were representatives of the people that was living in the house. And it was phenomenally beautiful to me, y'all. I don't know, you have to have a certain mindset to be able to see shit like that. But just hear me out. So I've seen small trees that definitely resemble a child would be staying there. And it might have seen some things in the yard or in the front of the house that might have proved my point that there might be kids along with the small trees. But that's not it. There was middle-sized trees that probably would resemble something somebody my age, I was gonna say middle age. I ain't there yet, y'all. Man, let's not put ourselves down like that. But yeah, I am getting up there in age, y'all. Anyways, but yeah, it's there was trees that kind of resemble. They could be young people within their 20s or 30s or something, and then there was the old tall trees, that look like they've been through some shit. And usually there's two of them, usually the same kind of height. Now, this man, I don't know, I feel a little funny talking about this shit to y'all because I know somebody with a mindset like me is totally going to get it, but there's not a lot of people with a mindset or mentality or people who think like me. But if you do, yes. But yeah, man, that shit stuck out to me. So many houses had these trees in the front. It could either be 2, 3, 4 trees and stuff, and they were all together in the front of the house. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Fortunately, I didn't really see too many people. I might have seen one couple doing something outside of the house, trimming the edges or something. But yeah, I didn't really see too many people to match the trees with while I was passing by there that day. Ain't that something though, y'all? I mean, think about it. If you think in a metaphysical way, the people living at those residences or those houses that I've seen are giving off energy that we can't see with the naked eye, but we can totally see it if we want, if we got the right spectrometer, or something that could see light in certain ways and many different variations of light. But yeah, I'm just saying, y'all, that shit's fucking phenomenal, man. It really is. And yeah, so the people living around the area are giving up these things that we can't see. It's like an essence going out into the immediate surrounding area, and these plants are affected by it. So it's kind of like a mutual agreement on how they, something like that. Interesting, fucking interesting. So yeah, if y'all seen anything like that or know of anything that kind of like similarly represents something like that, yo, post that shit in the comments and let me know about it, man, for real. Alright, so yeah, the next thing or the last thing I want to talk about y'all about is what I'm actually doing with my channel. So I probably explained a few times in the different various videos about how I'm doing this shit for myself and for certain people like me. But basically, let me break it down and tell you exactly what I really mean. I'm basically doing an experiment for myself, because the first time I actually decided to record myself, which I wanted to do it a long time, like record and do video games and play out a story that I had in my mind or something, along with the games and maybe certain music beats and tracks and stuff like that, So I had this, I'm getting a little off track, man. The traffic right here is a little crazy right now. But yeah, I had this idea to do an experiment to see if I can actually play out these stories that come up in my mind. I have a crazy imagination, y'all, I do. And it just gets crazier and crazier the longer I hold the peace within myself. So at some point in time, if I keep doing everything right that I feel like I should in life, period, that shit just has to come out in some kind of way or some kind of form. And my preferred way of doing things like that is like through the games and through the music and stuff, and actually acting out the story. So just for example, that last video I did, the story of a bird or a hawk named Zebra, that was my first time really acting out something a story I had in my head. And but I didn't play it out exactly how I wanted it to come out fully, but it's going to get better as time goes. And if y'all don't realize that by now, that's side, but maybe I shouldn't probably be rocking with me anyway in the first place. Yeah, I'm just getting better with these videos. I'm finessing my craft with this video editing and just putting me out there in a way where I'm utilizing certain kind of digital equipment and stuff, So yeah, please, y'all, be on the watch out for future videos. And I just want to say something else too about that last video. So I did explain in the video that Grand Theft Auto 5 has a special kind of meaning to me. It's an awesome game. It's old, I know. But I've always, when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, I always had a thought to start my YouTube thing with that game. And I've waited for a while until I was ready, which, I think I'm ready now, but, I still got a whole lot of learning to do as far as like playing and acting out the stories that I have in mind. And y'all already seen the ones, it's basically kind of going to be a zombie theme kind of thing, but I have some other ideas. I definitely have some other ideas. But that Fallout from San Andreas, even though it's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the game that I'm playing in that, those stories are going to intersect with the Grand Theft Auto 5 videos that I do. So I just want y'all to be aware of that too. And yeah, so with that, y'all, man, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a wrap. I think I've been talking long enough. It's been a fucking hell of a long time. Hold on a second. I thought my fucking glasses were dirty. It's the goddamn window. This fucking window is like filthy as fuck. Clean this shit. Alright, but let me go ahead and continue to eat my fruits. I'm gonna go ahead and continue this ride. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. It's a nice Friday, and hopefully I get to wind down. I know I am. I'm gonna get to chill with my little daughter today. Can't wait. And I got her a little surprise and stuff too. So yeah, man, that's what it is. That's X, man. Y'all stay peaceful and positive, and I'm out this bitch.